Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your girl Alicia coming to give you my review, if I could call it that, of last night's episode of Star, episode 13. Don't know the name of it. It really don't even matter because I'm probably not even going to talk about most of the stuff that happened in last night's episode. I really want to dissect this entire Alex proposing to Derek. If this is your first time coming to my channel, watch one of my videos, welcome. You know, if something that I say interests you or you like, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Even if I don't say something you like, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And to my recurring Star family members, y'all know it's always good to see y'all, hear from y'all, and y'all know how I do. I'ma just get into it. Y'all, I wish I would have recorded my reaction to Alex proposing to Derek. Before I get into that, I'm gonna really start with, I'm gonna talk about their scenes in last night's episode. So the first episode of Alex and Derek, we see that the two of them are, sitting, lounging on the bed. And a clip comes on of Alex and Noah performing So Sick where they kissed. And if you listen, the commentator says something about Alex and Noah's brief yet hot hookup. I'm like, it was brief and it was hot, but it was a full-blown relationship. So that in itself right there, just showing me how much they attempt to try to downplay the relationship that Alex and Noah had. That's something that I've never liked that they have shown about the show. However, it's something that they do very frequently. On the other hand, it's almost like they have bipolar, because they'll say certain things like that and then they'll do something to make the audience believe that it's something deeper, that it's something more. We do know that Alex and Noah have a friendship. They have a very good friendship, a very close-knit friendship. However, one episode it could be cool, close, you know what I'm saying? The next episode is almost as if they do not exist in each other's world. So it's almost like they don't know what to do with their relationship, friendship. So it's like they're just changing the dynamic every episode. And to me, it's very tiresome, and it's very it's just unwanted for me. Alex asked Derek, so she quickly turns off the television. Then she asked Derek, does that still bother him? And he was just basically saying like he's not cool with them doing press together. She was just like, it's strictly business. Lies. It's strictly business. She doesn't like it, either. He was like, I'm not tripping about it, so on and so forth. He says he said he's about to get dressed to go to work. Where the hell Derek work? Where you got a job, dude? And I'm like, okay. So I got a lot of DMs. I got a lot of responses for some of the things I was saying on Twitter last night concerning that particular scene. And somebody was like, well, Derek has money. Derek got a job. I'm like, well, where the hell does he work then? So if you going to say something like that to me, at least provide the answer. Where does Derek work? I said, now Derek invested in the club. I've invested in things, but I don't work for them. Just because I put money in something, I ain't on your payroll. I just invested. I saw you had a good idea or a good business. I'm behind it. I believe and trust in it, so I'm gonna put money behind it. That don't mean I'm working for you. So I was like, all right. Hopefully we see what Derek work next week, but we'll all be in for a shock. So I believe the next time we see any interaction between Alex and Noah is when Carlotta is talking to them about performing. Now, I really want y'all to go back and really look at that particular scene. When it first comes on, Noah is like, I guess he's pulling the covers up on Davis, or he's doing something with Davis. Alex is looking at him, watching everything. She kind of has a smile on her face. And then as they direct their attention to Carlotta, Alex gives like this uncomfortable, like she's uncomfortable next to Noah, or it's a tension there. Now, where the tension is coming from, I don't know. But I'm like, they're putting too many seeds in the ground for Alex and Noah for it not to be nothing. It's something. We just may not find out what it is until it's almost, too late, like they always do. So she was like, Carlotta, Noah, I'm sorry. Like, I don't have a problem doing the press run, but Derek is still kind of, he not cool with the performance part. And I'm like, because she was like, I don't mean to be unprofessional. No, boo, that was unprofessional. This is something you've been working towards your whole life. And you're trying to tell me that you're going to put the feelings of your boyfriend above what you've been working for ever since you were a child. So in this particular case, other than Gigi calling her a hoe or whatever, I did agree with her. Like, look, I ain't trying to deal with your unprofessionalism. If you don't want to perform, that's on you. We not here. Basically, we ain't here to talk about Take Three. We're here. You know, you're not finna sing a Take Three song by yourself. I just thought that was a dumb question to ask anyway. You're performing with Noah. Y'all are being nominated as well. So it's good for y'all, for people to see the camaraderie but amongst you two. Like, ain't no issue, ain't no beef. I just thought that was just a weird. It's like they really tried to make Alex look like an idiot, and they definitely succeeded last night. And Gigi kind of walked away or whatnot. So that little scene, Alex is at the dance part of the studio, rehearsing So Sick. Derek pops up, and I'm like, what kind of record label just let anybody in? She ain't buzz him in. He ain't got no special pass. Y'all just let anybody into y'all damn recording studio? The recording studios I've been in, that ain't how it work. I don't understand that, but okay. So it's like, he was like, well, I heard about Star, I just came to check on you. Nigga, stop popping up at my job. Call me. I'm like, we know why Derek was there. Derek went there because he thought Alex and Noah was going to be rehearsing together. That's the only reason why he showed up, but did it under the pretense of that he was coming to check on her after finding out about Star. Star done been in the hospital at least 2 days. You done seen Alex as all this done happened. You just decided to pop up at her rehearsal. Okay. Then we get to this proposal. Now, when they released the picture, I was like, oh, so everybody was kind of like, okay, this must be the episode where he proposes. Okay, cool. We already knew what that was going to happen. When they released the actual clip of her performing the song, I'm like, wait a minute. So Alex was the one who set all this stuff up? I know damn well she ain't the one proposing. I had it in my mind. I didn't want to verbalize it because I damn it didn't want to believe it. So now that we're watching the show, this scene comes on. All of this stuff is really, they got it laid out. I personally didn't like it because they were showing remnants from the show, even though this is supposed to be real life. You replaying, certain clips from certain episodes. I didn't mind the pictures of Alex and of Derek because, some of those were their personal photos. I didn't mind that. But the fact that you're actually showing visuals and recordings of what has happened on the show, nah, come on, let's make it realistic, boo. But anyway, when I saw Alex grab that box, I wish y'all could have seen my reaction. I was like, I don't believe this. This girl dumb as hell. I'm going off because I'm offended. Okay, I was offended by what happened last night. The fact that this girl got on her knees, asked this man to marry him, and then as he started talking, professing his love for her as well, she said, is that a yes? And I'm like, no, we have gone wrong on so many levels. So many levels. So we just going down. Like I said, I may not get to everything. I don't care about what's going on with Mateo. I don't care about his storyline in the show. It's stupid, it's dumb, and it's irrelevant, and it shouldn't even be written in. Cassie and Maurice have great chemistry. The dynamic, though, that's your sister do. I personally wouldn't do it. Some people don't have a problem doing that. That's just the line that I would never cross. But we'll see. But they actually could make it work depending upon how they play it, and how the writers write it. But since the writers have been doing such a piss poor job, I don't care. The whole thing with Noah, I am gonna dissect the whole thing with Noah. But back to Alex and Derek. In this whole situation, like I said, I got a lot of messages, DMs, responses of one dude. I'm like, where the hell he came from? He commented under one of my posts on Twitter, one of my tweets on Twitter about, it was his homegirl wrote last night's episode, come on, let's show her some love. I'm like, I do. Big up to you, sis. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. You out here doing your thing. However, what was your motive for last night's episode? What was your intent? What did you have in your mind to happen? Were you doing it to ignite a discussion or a dialogue about women proposing to men? Okay, big up, you did that. But it's almost like, I just feel like there are black women who write for Star, okay? they damn sure ain't finna have Star proposing to nobody. Star ain't finna get on her knee for no man. And so I'm like, but you do this to Alex. And I talked about how the writers have done everything to destroy Derek masculinity when it comes to him on the show. So of course you had people like, this ain't 1967 or whatever year this person said. She can't propose to him. She felt like she was ready, so she proposed. And I'm like, I didn't respond to this person anymore, but I'm like, you proved my point. Alex felt like she was ready. And one thing about why I said I was offended for that, I'm a woman who does not believe in a woman proposing to a man. You may think it's okay, and that's perfectly fine. This is my reasoning why I have such a big problem with that. And it's about to be racial, so if you don't want to listen to this aspect of the video, just turn or fast forward. As a black woman, you turn on Star, and as young women and young girls who watch Star, you turn on your TV, you see Ryan Destiny, a beautiful, talented, chocolate woman, a queen. Queens don't get on their knees and ask no nigga to marry them. Even if Alex felt like she was ready, the mere fact that Derek actually said yes to her, he got on his knees too. But he should have been like, baby, I know, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but this is not how we gonna do this. I want to be the one to ask you. To see this woman, in my opinion, degrade herself. You're a queen. And they want to talk about like we queens. We call your black sisters queens, and man, we royalty, we this. Back in those civilizations, when I do reviews, I'm just giving my opinion and how I feel about a show. But if we want to get deep, how some people want to go there, you talk about how we were kings and queens in African civilizations. The person who wanted to marry the woman, you know what you did? You gathered yourself, your family. They went to the woman's house. This man asked for her hand in marriage and had to prove to the family that I could take care of your daughter. I can provide for her. Derek, we haven't seen that. Alex's father may be an asshole, but he's definitely in her life and he's alive. So it would have been like, nah, I want to sit down with your parents. I want to talk to your dad. I want them to know who I am. Nigga, they don't even know you. They didn't even think, the writers didn't even think enough about Derek to officially have the mom meet him. Because when homegirl was on the show, even at the barbecue, once Derek got out of the hospital, it was like, they didn't even have no scenes together. I'm like, so I really look at this. I'm like, what image, what type of mindset are you trying to put in the minds of the young black women who watch your show? That's what I have a problem with, because I'm like, you would never have Simone propose to nobody. You would never have Star propose to nobody. But yet with Alex, this is what she does. And I was so mad. I was so mad about that. I'm like, to my young black women, and let me tell you something. When a man wants you, you don't have to question it. He ain't gonna leave you clueless. He ain't gonna leave you pondering. You're gonna know without a shadow of a doubt that this man wants you. And as they had Derek say in the show, Alex Crane, I'm gonna marry you one day. Nigga, one day? No man better not ever approach me about no one day. When you ready to marry me, that's gonna be the day we talk about it. So I just looked at that as, how do they really view marriage? And when you dissect Alex's relationship with her parents, I don't know how a real man is supposed to be. Even her mother, she was always the one taking care of everybody, and that has spilled over into her romantic relationship. So I really hope that as her and her mom go through therapy, that's something that's broken down for her to really deal with self, because she's never focused on herself. She's never got her mental right, her emotional state right, without being attached to a man. And I hate that they do her character like that, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's how they have decided to stereotype her character. I talked about, someone tried to come to me about toxic masculinity, or how my comment, it was like, sad, you are very sad. And I responded to him and I said, actually, I'm happy, and I hope you are too. Because I'm like, look at this, look at what they doing. As a woman, I went through a phase in life where I wasn't shit, okay? I never played with nobody emotions, but when I had a man in my life who was amazing to me, he was good to me, and I knew that I can use him. I knew that I could, but I'm like, I can't do that. My conscience won't even let me do that. And when I think about Derek, I think, because they never really given us a lot of backstory, so I'm just making up my own stuff. because Derek's parents died when he was younger, both parents. So I believe his grandmother spoiled him. I believe his grandmother did everything for him. He didn't really have to do much or prove himself to be a man, because my grandma got me and I've been through enough. And Alex does that same thing. You don't force Derek to do nothing. You don't encourage him to do nothing. He's absolutely comfortable with following Alex around. He's perfectly comfortable with just popping up at her job. He's perfectly comfortable with doing all of that. And we still don't know much about Derek. So I also wonder, like, even reading the comments, it was just like, well, I'm just happy they together. I'm just happy they engaged. Why? You ain't gonna get on your knee and ask a nigga to marry you, so why is it okay for Alex? So I did, it just bothered me so much, because this show truly do things, in my personal opinion, to make dark-skinned black people appear to be the evil ones, appear to be the ones who's gonna hurt their counterpart. They're gonna be the one to do anything evil. Is gonna be them. Everyone else is portrayed in this angelic way, and it's not reality. And so that really bothers me. It just really does. When you have the narrative and the freedom to change it. So it just pissed me off so much, as a woman, as a black woman, to watch this young woman, and she's 21 years old. Ain't no way, shape, or form is she ready for marriage. She ain't ready for marriage, just like Simone ain't ready to be nobody's wife. You're too damn young. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at that, and last night was really one of them nights where I said, you know what? I'm going to start catching this show on Thursday. Wednesday nights, I'm going to Bible study. I'm not giving them my ratings. It's like, I'm just not, because you're failing as entertaining me. I just couldn't even get with that. I just really couldn't. And then I'm going to come back to that. And then going back to Noah. We have Noah now. He's a father. And I felt bad for Noah. I can't remember what scene it was. I think it was the scene where Miss Bruce was talking to him in the studio. And I felt bad for this man, because I'm like, his life totally changed in a matter of a second. He has gone all this time believing that he was not the father of Star's child. Not making an excuse, but I'm just setting the scene up. Not knowing this was going to be his child. His life changed the moment that baby slithered out that nasty hole's canal. Okay? So, I'm sorry, that's how I feel. Slid out her darn birth canal. He realized, oh my God, this is my child. Life changed in an instant. So, now that he's taking on this responsibility as quote unquote being a single father at this moment, we dangling these pain pills in his face. Of course, now we know Noah's definitely addicted to them. And I'm like, but why though? Why are we constantly putting him and Alex in these situations where it's like him, okay, it's the drugs. This is the second relationship he's lost because of his addiction. And it's just sad. It's almost like, is he not worthy of happiness? And I know we all got to go through stuff in life. But I'm like, damn, can't nobody on this show be happy? This is one show where it's just like, what the hell y'all doing? Can't nobody experience a moment of bliss? Of contentment, of happiness, joy? I guess not. So we see that, he's singing or whatever, and he did make the statement. I think he said something like, Alex, sing my song, baby, when he was listening to So Sick. But he was high as a kite, okay? And I felt so bad for him, because we knew the outcome. We knew he was going to slip and fall, and the thing was going to catch on fire. And it's just showing like he can't put his drugs even above his son, because even if he is in pain, he hasn't really been showing any of that on the show. So it's like now all of a sudden, he popping these pills that he really don't need. And even when Megan was flushing them down the sink, the fact that he ran over and he was like, I need those. This was the first time that we saw Noah tell a woman that he loved them, which I was shocked about that, because I'm thinking him and Megan probably have had 15 minutes of screen time together, and he's in love. Maybe I things that happen fast in my life too, so I get it. But it was just like to hear him say that, and I think to go through another relationship that meant a lot to you that you ended up losing because of this. I did like the maturity in Megan, and basically, Megan was like, I love you. Like, look, I ain't even invested that much time in you, dude, to go through this with you. I almost lost a child, and to see how you were so careless with yours, I believe it struck a nerve with her. And like she said, my love can't keep you sober, and my love won't make you sober. So we're gonna see what happens with that type of situation. I just hated that too. It's just like these recycled storylines. It's almost as if, do you not have anything fresh to talk about? So next week, I know we're supposed to be introduced to Noah's. I believe it's next week or the week after. We're supposed to be introduced to Noah's mom, which is going to be played by Kimberly Elise. I think her name is Diane on the show. I'm definitely interested in seeing that aspect come out. Even with Alex and Gigi, I'm believing maybe their friendship will be reestablished again, because I hate the fact that they going at each other. So just to see some things wrap up. Because honestly, I don't know. I keep getting asked the question about them getting renewed. I'm like, damn, even if they get renewed, I don't even know if I can watch this show again, because it's getting to the point where you're adding these things in, you're not completing stuff. The stuff you're doing don't make sense. And I hate this, like you doing everything to make certain people just look bad, to look horrible. And then you're creating these certain stereotypes that really do affect our community, because it's just a show. It's a television show, but it ignites emotions and feelings and certain thoughts and certain behaviors that people will gravitate to based on what we're shown. This is like music. Certain music make you want to go, to the club. Certain music make you want to grab your man, hug on him. Certain songs make you want to do a little bit more than hug. You feel me? So it's like it hits in the same place. It makes you feel a way about something. And watching that proposal just really struck a nerve with me about proposing to a man. When a man is ready to be married, he's going to ask a woman to be his wife. Period. And nowadays it's becoming like a trend to see, and I ain't seen no white woman do it, but what I see on social media be these black girls. I think the last one I saw, the chick asked the dude to marry her in the food court at a mall, and the nigga said yes, and he like happy, like yeah. I'm like, nigga, you what? If I got to ask you to marry me, nigga, you don't want to marry me, period. Because if you wanted to, you would have. And I think that's how I feel about Alex. I don't even believe that Derek said yes because he wants to marry her now. I believe he only said yes because she asked the question. Not that he's more so ready to do it. Because when he told her, I want to marry you once all this craziness is over. Basically what I took from that is, once your career is starting to plateau or starting to come down a little bit, then at that moment we can, do this thing. Derek ain't ready to get married. Neither is Alex. And I just believe that, and I've said this before, I just believe that she is in love with the thought of Derek and not necessarily him. And last night was no different when she was like, her mother was coming in next week and she needed Derek to keep her sane. And I just believe that Derek represents something that she's really never had in her life growing up. He's stability. And I need you to keep me sane. Why you need Derek to keep you sane? So it's like, I believe Derek is a figment of what she believes she needs in her life and not exactly what she wants. And we can go back and forth with, how people, how Daleks fans feel in comparison to how Nalex fans may feel about the whole situation. I just believe that when you really look at the show for what it is, if they had a powerful enough story, they wouldn't have to do all these damn gimmicks. Your story will sell itself. Your story will make people tune in. And that's what we had in the beginning. Now you just got, I'm going to make them be together to appease these individuals, or now I'm going to shake it up so these people are happy. I tell you, I don't give a damn. And I have people come at me all the time because people know that I write. And so they'll say, well, and then there's people who ain't never read nothing that I've written. So it's like, and I can tell you this, you may not like everything that I do. You may not like who I put together in my books. But one thing you would never be able to say is, Alicia done wrote this story. This shit don't even make sense. It don't make sense. It don't connect. She said the wrong name here. This person. You'll never be able to say that, because you know what I do? What they taught us in elementary school. You use a character web. You use a story web. And you have everything connect. Please go back to that, star writers. I really wish we could talk to them. Get their perspective about what the hell they putting out here. Because it's complete and utter trash where it doesn't make sense. And I don't have the issue that they put in Alex with Derek. It's just that it don't make sense. I haven't even had an opportunity to fall in love with them, even though I may not want them to be together. Can I at least get the opportunity to see if I can fall in love with their story? Because everything about them is rushed. They was boning within the first 5 minutes of the second episode of season 1. When they broke up, that was the only, to me, true dialogue that I've ever heard between them two. And I mean that. When Derek was still in a wheelchair, he was on his porch when him and Alex broke up because he was spitting truth to her. He was just speaking truth. I think that was season 2, episode 10, make 10. He was just speaking truth. I thought that was the best dialogue I've ever heard from them. Then, when she showed up at his house after her and Noah broke up, we knew that shit. We knew that was rebound. That one, she wasn't coming at him because she loved him or really wanted to be with him. I done broke up with my boyfriend. I'm hurt. All of this stuff. So I'm going back to what's comfortable. And she seems to always do that. So after the plane crash, 3 months done passed by. Her and Derek back together. What the hell happened? How did y'all get back together? We know it's bullshit. Excuse my language. Because when everything was going on with Derek and that security and that police officer, you know, she was like, you know, Alex, they was arguing or getting into a disagreement, and Alex was like, you know, we never discussed the reason why we broke up in the first place, which tells me what? It tells us that their breakup had absolutely nothing to do with Noah, but it had everything to do with some inadequacies or inconsistencies within their own relationship, and they never discussed it. They never talk about it, just like everything else. That's the one reason why I believe they are not going to get married. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do not believe no I do is going to come out of their mouth, because it's just like their relationship is so surface based. There's no depth to it. And so it's just hard for me to believe that there's going to be an actual marriage that comes out of this. So we're going to see what happens and just how y'all feel. Like, how did I know how some of y'all felt, but how did you feel when you actually saw this? Did you agree with Alex proposing to him? Did you not agree with it? Or are you indifferent where it really doesn't, you know, matter to you one way or another? Which, that's perfectly fine. I think, you know, we can agree to disagree, but to say, well, this not the old days or this not 1967, I wasn't even a thought, okay? But I know damn well just how I was raised. I can't even imagine that. So Derek gonna be walking around here with a damn engagement ring and ain't nothing on your left hand forefinger? I don't think so. I don't think so. So it's like, even when you tell your girls, like, girl, I'm engaged. Oh, when did he propose? He didn't. Well, hell, how you engaged? I asked him. I'm sorry, come again? That's how it would be. I would be that friend. Because ain't no way in hell. There is no way in hell. I just want to listen. Don't ask no man to marry you. Don't get on your knees and ask no man to marry. I'm sorry. I don't want to promote that. I don't stand for it. I don't encourage it. I don't agree with it. Whether you believe in the Bible, whether you believe in God, or you believe in whatever source you believe in to get your energy from, me, as being a believer, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. So are you even a wife now? You want to get married? Getting a damn ring and signing a paper and having a ceremony don't make you no damn wife. Can you be faithful? Can you actually talk about your issues? Are you mature enough? Alex still damn immature. Marriage? Just last week, we saw the fact that she was ignoring her mother, even though we already know, yes, they talked and they gonna start going to therapy together. But the first part of it, you've been ignoring your mom all this time. And I understand what she did was hurtful and she's jacked you up in some ways, absolutely. But the fact that you couldn't even be woman enough to pick up the phone and say, hey, right now, I need space. Please stop calling me. Please stop writing me. I will contact you when I'm in a place where I can actually talk to you in a civil manner. So you're dealing with immature people. Same way with Derek. Derek ain't not just, I'm cool with it. Nigga, you're not cool with it, because you popping up at her rehearsal lets me know there's still some feeling. You definitely feel a way about her performing this song with Noah. And I was just utterly disgusted by it. The woman who wrote it, I don't know her name, but sis, because y'all stop people. See, y'all only like good praise. You don't like anyone that challenge your thought process or challenge what y'all doing. And you don't have to contact me or anybody else that may respond to you. Lee Daniels, you be petty as hell on Twitter. We only really hear from you on Wednesday nights when Star and Empire are about to premiere. I just gotta be honest. If you happen to see this, anybody else associated with your TV show, for Empire and Star, y'all have done a shitty job with the promotions. Y'all have done really. So if you get canceled, I have no, I feel bad. People gonna lose their job, but y'all brought this on y'allself. Y'all don't promote anything. Empire, y'all promote Empire more than Star, and Empire is the one who have been reaching their series low almost every week. So you can't. This ain't got nothing to do with Jesse. This has everything to do with the piss poor job as a collective that you have done, that they have done when it comes to promoting the shows. People just collecting the paycheck. I think people know that the writing is on the wall, and it's just horrible. Queen Latifah about to be on another show anyway. So we gonna see. For those that don't know, Disney has acquired Fox. So if Disney feel that Empire and Star ain't gonna make me no money, guess what? They finna get the axe, and I don't blame them. You ain't bringing no profits in. I'm just upset. I'm just upset. That's why I work hard, truly, to write my own stuff, starting to shoot my own stuff, and all of that stuff like that. So my first short film is gonna be called What If. Just to give y'all a little tidbit about What If. What If is a short film. It's probably like an hour maybe. We all have things about what if. What if I would have done this different in this relationship? Would we still be together? How can I make my new man feel secure about my ex, and when he find out some stuff that me and my ex have gone through? So I just play with that question, in this new film that I'm doing. I'll be talking more frequently about it. But I just, when it comes to Star, I've enjoyed the ride with it. It was a show that really touched me in the beginning, and now it has been such a struggle to even watch. But like I said, Wednesday nights, I'm going to be in Bible study. I'll watch it Thursday on Hulu and see what it's about. But I really want to know y'all thoughts about how y'all felt about the whole proposal, the whole Alex getting on her knees. And another thing, Alex has always dimmed her light to make Derek feel seen, to make him know that you are important, even if it comes to her own happiness. And I hate that. I really, really hate that. How they have developed her character in that way. It's disgusting. So this is it ain't really a review. I hated it. I did not like this show. It really rubbed me the wrong way. So they did their job at igniting certain emotions, but I hated it for everything it stood for. Especially with Alex. I think that they have underhandedly, somebody don't like the character of Alex, and they have created her to be this weak person. Any woman that proposes to a man, I view you as weak. I just really do. And you don't know your self-worth. Because if you did, the only reason a woman should get down on her knees when it comes to a man is, one, you praying for that brother, or two, you pleasing him orally. I can't see no other reason you getting on your knees. Damn sure not to propose to this person. So yeah, them my thoughts. I'm going to be doing more videos. I get a lot of questions about Star. A lot of questions. So I'm going to start answering them. I don't want people to feel like I'm neglecting them. So I will start answering your questions, doing more videos. Thank you guys for riding with me. Thank you for listening for these good maybe 33 minutes I'm going to be on here. So I appreciate it. Like always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, comment if you agree, disagree, what were your thoughts on the episode. And y'all know how I do. I see y'all next Thursday. Holla at y'all later. One.